Vietnam's rise to coffee superpower status might appear at first glance to be an overnight phenomenon, a sudden leap from relative obscurity to dominating the global coffee trade. But beneath this apparent rapid ascent lies a story of strategic vision, relentless adaptation, and a confluence of natural and economic forces coming together at just the right time. Today, Vietnam stands as the world's leading producer of Robusta coffee, and in 2024, it shattered all previous records to become a true powerhouse on the international stage. The journey begins in the Central Highlands, a region defined by its rolling hills, misty mornings, and the deep, rich basalt soil that has become the lifeblood of Vietnam's coffee industry. Dak Lak Province, in particular, has emerged as the epicenter of this transformation. Here, the land is not just fertile, it is ideal. The volcanic earth, combined with a temperate climate and reliable rainfall, provides the perfect environment for coffee cultivation. But it wasn't nature alone that propelled Vietnam to the forefront. It was also the vision and determination of its people. For decades, coffee was a modest crop in Vietnam's agricultural portfolio. But as global demand for coffee surged in the late 20th century, the Vietnamese government saw an opportunity. Strategic investments were poured into the sector, focusing on modernizing cultivation methods, expanding the area under coffee, and crucially, building up processing and export infrastructure. Where once smallholder farmers worked in isolation, now they had access to cooperatives, training programs, and credit facilities. This coordinated effort brought about a rapid increase in production, allowing Vietnam to carve out a niche on the world stage. By the 2000s, Vietnam had become synonymous with Robusta coffee, a variety prized for its resilience, higher yield, and bold flavor, making it indispensable for instant coffee blends and espresso. But the real breakthrough came in the years that followed, as Vietnam's coffee sector matured and global market dynamics began to shift. The nation's ability to consistently supply large quantities of affordable, robust beans attracted the attention of major coffee companies and importers worldwide. The year 2024 marked a turning point. Despite facing an 18.8% decline in export volume compared to the previous year, Vietnam's coffee industry soared to unprecedented heights in terms of revenue. Exports reached a record-shattering 1.32 million tons, generating nearly $5.48 billion, marking the first time coffee exports surpassed the $5 billion threshold. This remarkable achievement was driven by a 29.1% surge in value, fueled by a global spike in coffee prices. The average export price soared to $4,037 per ton, a staggering 56.9% increase year-on-year. Behind these numbers lay a complex interplay of global forces. In 2024, coffee prices around the world surged to near half-century highs. The spike was not merely a reflection of booming demand. It was also the result of tightening supply. Adverse weather conditions in several major coffee-producing countries, notably Brazil, led to smaller harvests and disruptions in the global supply chain. At the same time, climate change introduced new uncertainties, with shifting rainfall patterns and rising temperatures threatening traditional coffee-growing regions. Vietnam, with its robust infrastructure and adaptable production systems, was uniquely positioned to step into the breach. Farmers and exporters responded quickly, capitalizing on higher prices and ramping up shipments to eager markets. Key destinations such as Germany, Italy, and Spain saw significant growth in Vietnamese coffee imports, solidifying the country's reputation as a reliable supplier even in turbulent times. The Vietnamese government, recognizing the strategic importance of the coffee sector, continued to invest in its future. The Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development set an ambitious production target of 1.98 million tons for 2025, aiming to meet the anticipated increase in global demand. These efforts are supported by initiatives to improve quality and sustainability, ensuring that Vietnamese coffee can compete not just on volume and price, but also on flavor and environmental responsibility. Looking ahead, the outlook remains extraordinarily bright. Projections indicate that Vietnam's coffee export revenue could exceed $6 billion in 2025, as global demand continues to rise and supply constraints in other regions persist. This would cement Vietnam's role as an indispensable player in the world coffee market, shaping the industry's future in ways that were unimaginable just a few decades ago. But numbers alone do not capture the full story. At the heart of Vietnam's coffee revolution are countless smallholder farmers whose lives have been transformed by the crop. Their fields, once dedicated to subsistence agriculture, now yield beans that travel across continents, finding their way into cups from Berlin to Buenos Aires. For many, coffee has brought prosperity, new opportunities, and a sense of pride in contributing to a national success story. The transformation has not been without challenges. The fluctuating global market, the threat of climate change, and the ongoing need to improve sustainability and quality all pose serious questions for the future. Yet, the resilience and ingenuity that have defined Vietnam's coffee journey thus far suggest that the country is well equipped to meet these challenges head-on. In the world of coffee, overnight success is rarely what it seems. Vietnam's emergence as a coffee superpower is the result of decades of planning, investment, and adaptation. It is a testament to the power of vision, of seeing opportunity where others saw obstacles, and of building systems that can respond to the unpredictable swings of the global market. As we look to the future, one thing is clear: Vietnam's coffee story is far from over. The nation stands poised not only to retain its hard-won position at the top, but to continue shaping the industry in new and innovative ways. Whether through embracing new technologies, pioneering sustainable practices, or simply producing ever more of the world's favorite beverage, Vietnam's role as a coffee superpower is secure. So the next time you savor the rich, bold taste of your morning cup, take a moment to appreciate the journey that brought it to you. A journey that stretches from the red earth of the Central Highlands to bustling ports and distant cities, driven by the dreams and determination of a nation that refused to settle for anything less than greatness. That is the real secret behind Vietnam's remarkable rise. A blend of nature, strategy, and unyielding human spirit, coming together to create one of the most compelling success stories of our time.